Jay Wright, let's get back to it. I was asking Jay Wright about Coach Petrino, his favorite Coach Petrino memory. Jay Wright, please proceed.
Um, so we're this is my senior year. Well, going into my senior year, this is right after y'all left, and um, we're doing summer workouts, and the young kids just got there. Lil Wade can run all day long. Mardrikis, long legs, could run. Julian Horton, all the young guys. So we're running sprints at the end of the workout, and we're the older guys now.
Hmm.
Me, Kobe, Joe, Greg, we're the older guys. So we're finishing right as the time, if they say 16, we crossing the line.
That's called experience.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
We
yeah, yeah, yeah.
understand.
What are we doing? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. But they're all out. They're running full speed every rep. They're almost making us look bad.
Doing too
Uh
much.
huh. But to that Petrino wasn't supposed to be watching.
Mm.
They
Because
they
of
filmed it.
rules, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. The rules, you weren't supposed to watch off-season workouts.
Yeah.
But they filmed it, as a matter of fact. So Petrino wants to meet with me. I had no idea why. It's the summer. We getting ready to go into our senior year. We're supposed to be, the best receiving core. And if you ask us, the best receiving core in the nation.
Uh-huh.
Uh, I go meet with him. He looked me in the face and he says, "You think you're just gonna catch a lot of balls and leave, huh?" He said, "I will bench your ass." That's exactly. He looked me at DJ. He looked me in my face, no smile, no nothing, and said, "I will bench your ass."
You just gotta what? Just yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I,
Yeah.
I got you. Yes, sir.
Yes,
We'll,
sir.
we'll, we'll pick it up.
I mean, you know he wasn't gonna bench you.
Yeah,
You already know
yeah,
that. Yeah,
yeah,
come
yeah.
on now. Let's keep
But
it. But you know what? You know how he
but
rolls.
it was funny. He came to me over what everybody else did,
Yeah.
and it's like you want to bench me because four people wasn't running
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
That
That's
was
he knew who to get to. He
yeah.
knew who had respect to the team. He knew who could do that. And as much as he was very difficult to be around, I will say he had a very interesting way of getting people on board.
He did.
Coach. A lot of coaches have that ability to where players are just like, Coach, I can come to you with anything. Coach Petrino, not so much. But what he did, he built a staff around him where it was like, those are our homeboys. My tight end coach, Chip,
Oh yeah.
he was a pain to deal with,
Yep.
but off the field, he was cool.
Yep.
Coach Garrett McGee,
Yep.
Coach Paul Petrino,
Yep.
he was maybe even crazier than Coach Bobby Petrino, but off
He
the
was.
field, he was like, y'all my boys.
Yep.
And y'all feel like he go to bat with you. And I really liked the way that he kind of, built the team that way because he knew he couldn't be the guy that was liked. And, I don't mind that. And what do you think about approaches when it comes to player coaches of toting that line of being like, that's my boy, but at the same time, when you got to get on somebody, they need to take it serious.
But if you have that relationship with the guys, I coach high school football now.
Mm.
I can coach my kids how I want to coach them because I've earned that love, that respect from them. That Coach Wright knows what he's talking about. Coach Wright really loves us. Coach Wright's coming from the heart when he tells us something. That after you show a kid that you can kind of coach them how you want it to, or
Yeah.
how you want to. The college system kind of took that away because you got to do what I say or I'll take your scholarship type thing.
Mm.
So that's kind of, the difference I see in high school football now than what college football was back when we were coming through. Because now, if you don't like what the coach say, you can just, you can leave. Or if you don't get the money you want, you can just leave.
Yeah.
You couldn't run away from problems back
No.
back when we played.
At all, at all. There was nowhere to run. Couldn't leave.
Yeah.
Big KG asks Jay Wright, does Petrino look like he's go more or less fire right now? I would say got more or less fire right now from when you guys played. I got an opinion on that. I think when you're not the head coach, you got to tighten up a little bit.
Yeah.
And I hate it, because I think that fiery coach is the one that really holds players accountable and he gets it out of you.
Yep.
I mean, I did see Coach Petrino about lose his mind last year when they were running a screen route to Jaquindon Jackson,
Yeah.
and he's backside cutting. He's not even there for the screen, and it's going to him.
Yeah.
All of his old linemen are like, where is he at?
Yeah.
I saw the real Coach Petrino then on the sideline. He comes out every once in a while. I wish it was more, but I just saw sometimes. Jay Wright, it was a game against Texas A&M. Tesla comes in motion in the backfield, and he runs a rub route with Isaiah Satania. It's 3rd and 4,
Yep.
and a perfect rub route. It's man-to-man coverage. Tesla runs a quick little out route, like a speed out, and he's wide open.
Yep.
Talen's looking right at him, holds on to the ball, turns this way, runs, and then throws it out of bounds.
Yep.
And I saw the play develop. I knew where the ball was supposed to go. And then I see Coach Petrino just coming to the sideline like, not yeah, it caught me off guard, right? Because those small plays matter. They matter, and I need to make sure that next time Talen's out there, he remembers that ass. I mean, where we at? We got kids. He remembers that butt chewing to make sure he doesn't make the same mistake the next time.
Yeah, let me tell you. I remember we were playing Troy. It was 80. You know, 80 curls on the outside. I have a hurt ankle. Before Petrino called the play, he knew I was hurt. I go to run the route. I fall. I slip and fall on, I try to cut off the ankle. This hurt. I slip and fall.
Yeah.
Well, the ball comes to me, and I'm getting up off the ground as the ball goes right over my head. We up 2 touchdowns at the time already.
Yeah.
So I go to I'm running to the sideline. Bobby meets me. Hey, he meets you before you even get to the sideline. And I get about to the numbers, and he starts talking to me, and I'm just, I'm mad. He mad. I'm just running up. Well, he follows me, and like I said,
You try not to look.
Man, I didn't look. I didn't look the whole time. He follows me though, all the way to my seat.
Yeah.
And I sit down, and he's still right there in my ear. So I stand up, and I say, "Well, Bobby, you knew I was effing hurt before you called a play." Yeah.
Time out, man.
I did.
Time out.
I said it.
Hold on. Let me mute these mics for a second. You did not say that.
I did.
You said to Coach Petrino?
To Coach Petrino.
Jay Wright's built different, y'all. He's still alive today, though. I appreciate that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
that could have been a death sentence.
Hey, I walked over. I seen my mama looking at me in the stands, and he was just cussing me out. So I told him, I said, "You know I was effing hurt before you called a play." And what he proceeded to tell me was, if I ever say that again, I will never play another down.
You believed him?
This is the most serious I've ever seen him.
Yeah.
Like as a heart attack. He was dead. He was dead serious.
No, that's just I didn't even know that about you. So you're on a different level than me, man. I would never. I ain't gonna lie. I got a little scared every once in a while.
Well, he had to push me to that limit.
I mean, he pushed you, huh?
Man, yeah.
His first year, I was just trying to leave and go to Ole Miss with Coach Nutt. Well, if that Porter was there, I would have been gone.
Yeah,
I'm glad I didn't go though.
A lot easier.
I'm glad I stuck through it. I made it was much better. Chase Jones, he's commenting in right now saying he loved it, man. Y'all keep on with the questions. Anything you got for Jay? We got some viewers tuning in right now. We got the wise guys in the house as well. I'm still picking and choosing which one I'm going to talk to. Who's talking from the wise guys? I need a serious and I need a character. All right, so I'll let y'all come up with that. All right, we're at the Mainline Sports Bar having a great time, and we're gonna have them sit down here in a little bit. And anybody here, if you got a question for Jay, please feel free to come up to the mic and we can answer that right now. But let's get into the nitty gritty. All right, and wow, I was just about to kind of ask this. Let me see what Brooke says. In this current college football scenario, college football playoff teams content just to call plays and work the offense. Do you think he truly wants to be a head coach again? If so, the Arkansas job, if available. Do you think Coach P wants to be a head coach?
I'll say, yeah.
Yeah.
At
Arkansas,
like
or just.
I think he would love to be Arkansas's next head coach. That's just my opinion on it.
A lot of people think there was some some orchestration going on and bringing him here to have him set up.
I felt,
you felt it a little bit.
I felt it just a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you can accept him as the OC, why wouldn't you be able to accept him as the head coach?
I mean, it sounds like that's the thing. The thing is too. Do you think he can coach the way he coached? Because that is what made him successful. Let's not sugarcoat things. He was able to coach that way, and guys couldn't just up and leave. Can he do that now and be successful?
Man, he's coached guys like, not only us, he's coached like Lamar Jackson and guys like that. He's coached some of the best guys. So I think that, of course, he can throw that out there. But I don't think he's that coach he once was.
Yep.
Don't get me wrong. He has that fire. But I think he also has that love, and he knows that he needs to show that love that he didn't show us.
Yep.
If that makes sense.
True. I mean, he has it in him, man. It'd be tough to see it happen. Once again, it's going to be about the players around him or the coaches around him, that is, and being able to keep these players. And this brings us to our next question coming in from Big KG. Do you think paying athletes NIL is good or bad for the sport? Sheesh, that's a heavy question. Especially being able to retain pro athletes maybe an extra year than expected. I think NIL is fine. I think it's just handled horribly wrong. It's the Wild Wild West. The NCAA and college football are awful. They have handled this the worst way possible.
Yeah.
They have zero regulations on it. There's a way to do it for it to make sense and for it to not be out of hand. But the way that it is now, it is ruining the game of college football. So I can't really blame the players for that.
Yeah.
I try to put myself in their situation, and I would love to say, I'm not going to trip about the money.
Yeah.
But I also remember what it was like trying to buy a Snicker bar at the gas station and my card getting charged because I ain't got no funds. It was tough, so I couldn't imagine if somebody offered me $400,000 to play college football as a sophomore.
Oh, I'm telling you,
Jay.
DJ, I would have been gone. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think I'd be here. I wouldn't be dead. But,
I
mean, I think my career would have been definitely different, and I think I wouldn't have developed into the person I am today.
Oh, 100%.
I'm very curious to see the sample pool years down the road of the impact of NIL of athletes that don't go to the next level as much. I bet it'll be some impact. Chase, you got something?
Well, I was just saying, if I could make $500,000 in college, like you say, as a sophomore, like, why would I? I'm not even hungry to go to the NFL as much anymore. Like, just say if I can get $500K for 4 years. Well, like, if I go to the NFL, it's okay. But if I don't, it's okay too, because I do have this great start. But it's kind of taking the grind out the game.
Yep.
Like where, me and you were like, we got to make it type thing. These kids like, shoot, we made it already.
Like, okay, I'm going to say it. You ready? I'm going to say it.
Yeah.
KJ Jefferson, I think, was a victim of NIL.
Yep.
I think before NIL, he was on the grind. He was doing all this. The money started coming in.
Yeah.
When I heard that KJ Jefferson, and we don't know the facts. I wish there was more transparency when it comes to the NFL. The NIL. But when I hear he's making somewhere upwards towards $800,000 to $1 million, Jay. All right. And then we start losing. And so when people lose, that's when I think the true character really shows.
Yeah.
And we just got our butts handed to us from Auburn. I mean, he ends up getting benched.
Yep.
And he's on the sideline smiling. I mean, it's all cool dapping up your boys, saying this and that.
Yeah.
But there needs to be a brief period of being upset that you lost.
Yeah.
Nothing. Riding around, smiling, going up to Hugh Freeze, dapping him up, smiling, walking off the sideline, comes out in his suit, in his Louis bag.
Yeah.
And
the check's still gonna cash.
Check's still gonna cash. I remember watching him walk off that day, and I said, you better keep that Louis bag clean. You know what I mean? Because it's going to, here in a little bit, you're going to be able to buy no more of them. And look what happened. So is he? I think he's done. I don't even know.
At the time, I'm pretty sure.
But he had so much potential. I think he just got really, really comfortable.
Yeah.
You may know this. See if you know a guy named Jimmy Fly. Hookem. Okay, here we go. Talk to me about those Dumas matchups. Was there anyone you remember being a problem from those teams? I didn't have no problem with Dumas.
I didn't play
Dumas.
I was friends with most of the guys from Dumas. Yeah, because Chris had a little stint in Dumas, so I was pretty good friends with them already.
Ooh, we got a lot of questions coming in. What about Bryce Underwood, Michigan quarterback, $12 million for 4 years? Come on, what are we doing? Right?
No reason to go to the NFL after that. Like, save your body at that point.
Oh no. I'm gonna just go ahead and pull these up right there. Appreciate y'all hanging out, hitting up the chat. I'm trying to go ahead and show you all that right now so you can see everything that's going on. So y'all keep on sounding off, being a part of the show. All right, Jay, let's get to it. Razorback football next year. It's going to be an interesting year, to say the least.
Yeah.
Before I get your prediction of the over-under set at Oaklawn Sports right now, if you download the app for people signing up for the first time, over $1,000 in bonus bets. But you can also bet on the Razorbacks win total for the 2026 season. 2025 season, sorry, over or under 5.5 wins. Before we get on that, I want to ask you about do you think it's possible for this team to get better, especially the receiving core? I'll talk about the receiving core.
Mm-hmm.
All new receivers.
Yeah.
And people say, well, they're getting not freshmen, guys with experience, guys that are, been somewhere else. But I just can't imagine coming in and trying to learn that offense for the first time and it being smooth each and every week. I mean, from your freshman year, you just said it, Childs, Joe, they ran the wrong routes all the time, happened to score a couple touchdowns, but they just had the talent to do so.
Yep.
But it was still sloppy. We didn't get to a bowl game. Second year, the offense was smoother. Third year, offense was smoother.
Yeah.
Fourth year was untouchable.
Yeah.
Y'all didn't even have to think. Y'all were just going 1,000 miles an hour.
Yep.
With the portal, do you think this offense this upcoming year will be better or worse than last year, specifically when it comes to the receiving core?
I'll have to say better.
Okay.
I know that, you throw all those obstacles in
Mhm.
and, they can work hard and catch up.
Yep.
Kind of, I don't know how good or how great they can be, but I know with the individual guys that we have, and if Taylor can take that leadership role, which I see him being able to take the leadership role, and I feel like he's a great leader, then you throw in some of these offensive linemen that we got out the portal who's played in a lot of games, and from what I see, they put up good numbers. I know they're in different leagues, and this is the SEC now, and they'll face top D linemen each and every day. But if they can give a second year quarterback under Petrino's system, with just some of the things that Taylor can do,
Mm-hmm.
I think that we can take another step. Last year I felt like we, no offense to anybody, felt like we only had one receiver.
Yeah, Andrew Armstrong.
Yeah.
Or at least one receiver that he threw to.
Yes.
Yeah, let's say that.
Yes. Yeah, one receiver that he trusted, and it was Armstrong. I feel like he'll be able to trust a little some more guys this year.
All right, let's get to the question that we are asking. Schedule coming out, and as I read, where'd you go? There it is. As I read a comment coming in right here, this is going to be from Rob. Hold on, I just had it. Let me find it again. Preseason, top 25, Arkansas being ranked 50th. How many wins do the Razorback team get this year, and what could be the surprise team as far as they win? So let's go ahead and pull up. I got the schedule right here. First game of the year, Alabama A&M. That is going to be a 3:15 kickoff in Fayetteville. Ooh, I feel sorry for the people sitting on the side of the stadium with no shade. You're going to be cooking. All right. That'll be a tough one. Arkansas State, second game of the year. Let's go through these. All right. So game one against Alabama A&M. Win or loss?
Win.
Arkansas State and Little Rock, the first ever time in program history that these two teams have played each other. That is a 4 p.m. kickoff in Little Rock.
That's going to be a hot one, too.
Win, loss?
We win. We're going to win.
Okay, we're 2-0. Arkansas on the road at Ole Miss. Lane Kiffin and that crew. A lot of former Razorbacks on that team. Can you pull off the win? That's the third week of the year.
Oh, that's going to be a tough one, man.
Is that all? You ain't gonna say loss? You just gonna say tough ones?
Yeah, I can't say lost to Ole Miss ever.
This is gonna be a tough one.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. 2-1. Here we go. Arkansas on the road at Memphis. This is the kicker game for me this year. Memphis ain't bad. All right.
Not at all.
What are you feeling on this one? Arkansas, Memphis.
We can win it. So I'll say win.
Okay. That'll be a big road one for them. I would say almost a must because the gauntlet is about to start. Okay. So right now, Jarius has us as 3-1 on the year. Then we go, is that a home game?
Yeah.
Notre Dame coming to town. Did they? Yeah, they played in the national championship last year. Not sure how many guys they lost, how many are returning, but Notre Dame in Fayetteville. Time of that is to be determined. What you got?
I think we lose that one.
Oh, okay. You just go straight up with that one. Okay.
Yeah.
Not. I don't feel good about it. Does it?
No,
Okay.
I know that they'll be well coached. They'll be ready to play.
Okay. 3-2. Arkansas, Tennessee. Next game. Arkansas on the road at Rocky Top.
I don't know their quarterback situation, what they have going on.
So,
right now.
Iamaleava, obviously,
Yeah.
he asked for all that money. They said, there's the front door.
Yeah.
Really thanks the coach for doing that one. That was big time. But even after that, he went to UCLA.
LA, yeah.
And then the UCLA quarterback is now at Tennessee. They kind of pulled a trade.
Oh,
All right.
okay.
Experienced, decent quarterback, but you got to remember Tennessee, huge rushing attack last
They
year.
did. Did
They lived
lose
on the
both
ground.
running back? Did they lose both running backs?
I don't know.
Okay. We beat Texas A&M for sure.
So Tennessee, what you got? You gonna skip it?
See, man,
I ain't gonna let you slide.
My heart is in this, so it's hard to
I
say.
get it, man. I get it.
I say we lose to Tennessee.
3-3. All right, Texas A&M. Now the series is over at Jerry World. They are coming to Fayetteville this year. What you got?
Wow, we win these next 2 ones for sure.
Okay, so we got A&M and Auburn win 2. So right now it is 5-3 on the year according to Jarius Wright. Then you host Mississippi State.
Okay,
that's a dub.
Yeah,
it better be a dub. If not, we're gonna be in some trouble. It's 6-3. We're bowl eligible already. All right, here we go. LSU on the road.
LSU gonna win that one.
Texas on the road.
Texas is gonna win that one.
Missouri at home.
I don't know if we can beat Missouri, man.
Dang. Yeah, it's been a minute.
Good or bad, like we lose to Missouri.
Yeah.
So I don't. But hey,
I'd have to go back and keep track. Hey, who's in my chat? Were y'all able to go back and keep track of that?
Well, it was 6 and
Terry Williams says we'll be 5-0 going to Tennessee. Whoa.
I love the confidence.
Yeah, the confidence is pretty wild right there. That would be awesome, man. That means you're going to beat Notre Dame, which I'll say this, man. I'm never sold on Notre Dame, ever.
You never know what
they won't hop in a conference. They pick their schedule so strategically to benefit them, and then they come across some dogs, and then they get into some trouble.
Yeah.
So we'll see how much they lost last year. I guess we'll have to kind of figure that out. So I think you had seven wins on the year, not including a bowl game.
Missouri. I think if we beat Missouri, it would have gave us 7.
Okay, I'll take it.